All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakaha Kwadash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. As we see here, this article is from End Time Headlines, and it reads, why is the U.S. government upgrading a secretive FEMA bunker? And we ultimately understand that we're in the end days, man. Contrary to popular belief, everyone who's trying to put off the day of the Lord is going to be caught up and be judged by Yahweh Bashim Shai and not saved, man. So Esau knows and he can tell that his days are shortened, but you people can't see it. And that goes to show you how blind, the general public is, man. Because he's telling you, hey, we're making plans for the end. Essentially, that's what he's telling you. Right? And when articles like this come out, and people want to say it's what's the word? How does it go? They want to say basically it's I can't think of the word. Lord will it come back to me, but it's fear mongering. Hey, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai. People want to say it's fear mongering or it's a conspiracy theory. No, this is a reality, man. See, the elites are preparing for it and they understand that the end is coming. Because they're, the upper luminaries on the left-hand side, man. They're pulling the strings for certain things to occur. For example, economic collapse. They're pulling the strings, so that collapse can come, right? Engineered famine. They're pulling the strings so that can come. So they understand that the end is nigh, man. It's just you jakes that don't get it, right? Matter of fact, I can go into the book of Ezekiel 12. Matter of fact, or go into the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, right? Because it speaks on it as well. No, I'm going to go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 12. I'm going to read that in the NLT, right? This is Ezekiel 12 and 21. Again, a message in the NLT, Salakia. Again, a message came to me from Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Son of man, you've heard that proverb they quote in Israel. Time passes and prophecies come to nothing. Tell the people this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will put an end to this proverb and you will soon stop quoting it. Now give them this new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled. Right? There will be no more false visions and flattering predictions in Israel. For I am the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. If I say it, it will happen. There will be no more delays, you rebels of Israel. I will fulfill my threat of destruction in your own lifetime. I, the sovereign Lord Yahweh, have spoken. So it's just letting you know, man. Now I'm going to grab the book of Habakkuk, right? Because we understand. This Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Right? And these elites know that America and other countries as well, because America is going to let off these arrows as well. But America predominantly is going to be burned by thermonuclear fire. Right? So all nations are preparing and gearing up for war, man. Yahweh Shema Shai does not have them just beefing up their nuclear capabilities to not fight. Right? The scriptures say the Lord of hosts mustereth the Yahweh Bashim Shai mustereth the hosts of the battle, man. Right? And that the weapons are his armory. So he's having them build these nukes, and getting them as technologically advanced as needed, for the end to happen, man. So just to make sure, just for the end to happen. So let's get into this, because we understand the scriptures speak about the end times and what's a part of that: economic collapse, famine, pestilence, evils going upon the earth. But but the end all be all is ultimately the nukes, man, hitting this place, the arrows, right? And the scriptures say the earth shall move to and fro as a drunkard. It says the U.S. government is undertaking a classified upgrade of a clandestine federal emergency management agency facility known as Mount Weather, located in Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains, approximately 64 miles west of Washington, D.C. This development has drawn attention due to the facility's secretive nature and its critical role in national security, prompting questions about the purposes and scopes of the enhancements. Mount Weather, also referred to as the High Point Special Facility, is a 564-acre complex featuring both above-ground and underground infrastructure. Now, something also important to note, the elites, talking about the upper elites, man, they're not going to be in America, when all hell breaks loose. They're going to be in, quote-unquote, what you would call nuclear safe countries, right? And they're going to be in bunkers. They're going to be at the bottom of the oceans. They're going to be at, as far as they could go, so to speak, because we understand Esau can't make it to the bottom. But hey, they'll be trying to go into space. They're basically trying to escape the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shai. And they're going to do it by means of digging, being in bunkers and being in all different types of secretive places, man. But ultimately, that means nothing. Because Yahweh Shem Shai is going to have his elect men go and snatch their ass out of them things, man. And we hope and pray we be of that number to experience that, right? Another thing, too, about all these bunkers. Esau has bunkers everywhere, right? It could be bunkers under a specific Walmart that people shop at that you would never know. And now, we understand he builds inside of these mountains. It's his nature. But in Colorado, they actually have an army base inside of a mountain. So it's not as if this is something that's fake. Esau has been doing this, man. He's been doing this, right? It said it is a part of a network of fortified sites across the U.S. designed to shelter federal leaders and ensure government continuity, Salakia, during national emergencies, right? Even under the White House, you got bunkers and tunnels from other cities and other states underneath it. They show you this in the movies, but that's a reality. In the case of a nuclear fallout, Esau wants to make sure that he can still run things with that shadow government under the scenes, man. He wants to arise as the phoenix under the rubble, so to speak, right? It says its strategic location allows for rapid access from the nation's capital, there it is, Washington, D.C., reachable in under 30 minutes by helicopter from Capitol Hill. FEMA has described Mount Weather as a unique facility due to its extensive capabilities. Those specific details remain closely guarded, right? He's not going to let everybody know the ins and outs of the bunker or the location and things of that sort, right? Because only those he deems is ranked high enough are going to be in there. Says the facility's history traces back to the early 1900s when it served as a weather and mining research site. Over decades, it evolved into a critical hub for emergency preparedness, equipped to support government operations during crisis, right? Hence, DUMBs, man. Deep underground military bunkers. This is essentially what it is, but for the elites. And on top of that, the elites' bunkers are never going to be actually recorded and spoken about, man. They're going to keep those things on hush-hush, Recent reports indicate that Mount Weather is undergoing significant upgrades, though the specifics of the project are classified. Now let's get into some precepts. This is coming from the book of 2nd Ezra 16, and I want to start at the 11th verse, and I'm going to read down. It says, "The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled. And the fishes thereof before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow," right? Which the bow is the silo. The arrow is the missile. "His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth." Speaking of those birth pains, when we go later down or further down into 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, down to like the 38th verse, right? These plagues are going to hit, man. And once they're shut off, you can't turn them back, right? It says the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Now, that don't mean that the whole earth is going to be destroyed, man. America is going to be that memorial, but the scripture says that the earth abideth forever and is going to be refreshed after thermonuclear destruction. And the Lord saves his elect from that fire, escaping it. And the New Jerusalem, that government of the elect, Yahweh Shai, King David coming down, right? And establish that government and rule upon the earth. Hey, the earth has to be refreshed, man. That's why when we go into the book of Matthew 6, it says what? As it is on earth, as it is in heaven, man. Right? So rulership is still going to be upon earth, man. But it's going to be under a divine government. Right? The tabernacle of David, man. Continuing. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, man. Hey, and most importantly, you have to be of the elect to be able to escape, these said perils, man. And most importantly, that thermonuclear destruction, which is the second death. That's why when we go into the book of Isaiah, the 26th chapter and the 20th verse, it speaks about, come now, enter into my people, enter thou into thy chambers, paraphrase it, man. Right? Until the indignation be overpassed. That's that thermonuclear fire. Because when these nukes be hit upon America, the earth being shake to and fro like a drunkard, right? Hey, you can't hide from, and speaking about you normal people, you American citizens, because the elites their bunkers. Hey, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to allow those bunkers to save them, because they got to be alive and rounded up by the elect, right? And how do we know that? When we go into the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter, I'm going to start at 15, and it reads, but the Lord liveth. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 14. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers. Right, and that's 15 is speaking about the salvation. 14, 15 is speaking about the salvation of the elect and the 1/3. As he did in ancient Egypt, he's going to do it out of modern day Egypt. Also known as Babylon the Great, Sodom and Egypt. 16, behold, I will send for many fishers. And that's the position that we're in now. We're fishing for the elect. Right, we're calling out, pushing a word out, so that the elect can take the bait and be caught. Right, which is the word. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters. And that's when we're changed, right? And they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. And out of the holes of the rocks. Because this is where the elites will be hiding, man. And they know this. They know that they're going to get caught by the elect, man. That's why it's not just going to be them under there. Hey, Esau has all types of stuff. He has all types of weapons in their bunkers. Hey, he has armies within their bunkers, right? But that's going to be to no avail when the Lord puts forth the power back into the elect, man, and changes our vile bodies. That's going to be of naught, man. We're going to run through them. And y'all going to be the first crop of slaves in the kingdom. Rightfully so. Let's grab another precept to prove that. This is coming from the book of Revelation 6. Let's grab it in the blue. And I'm going to start here at 14. And it reads, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, showing you the nuclear missiles, right? That smoke cloud, right? It says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Right? So here it is. They're hiding from what? From that indignation, man. Right? But let's keep reading. And said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So that's the purpose of these dumbs. These military bases and so-called FEMA bunkers is to house, the elites in the upper echelon of society, man. But all it's doing is preserving their life for the next kingdom or the next age to come. which will be an age ruled by Yahweh Shai, King David the 12, and the rest of the elect, man. So, hey, good. Use the bunkers. Right? It says one user suggests that the bunker is reserved for billionaires and their buddies. Trillionaires and their buddies, man. The top banking families. That's who's going to be in there. The absence of detailed information has led to a mix of intrigue and concern among observers. While some view the upgrades as routine maintenance of a critical national asset, others question whether they signal preparations for specific threats or crises, which is true. They wouldn't be speaking about these things if we weren't in the midst of those times. Right? But your comfort, and you watching the video, your comfort should be in getting closer in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai, and so that we be delivered from this hell, from the thermonuclear missiles, and be caught up in the air with him, man, with Yahweh Shai. So that's the point. I just want to bring forth this lesson to the body. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.